Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 452.
452.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. The holidays are just around the corner, and really just around the corner. And there's still time to book many Disney vacations for the holidays. Check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel for Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Disneyland Paris, which, why would I bottle that?
Yes.
And more. And also 2023 Disney World vacation packages are available.
So we're going to start off the show this week with some news about Blizzard Beach.
It was announced today that Blizzard Beach will reopen on November 13th with some frozen touches.
So speaking of the frozen touches, we're going to take a look at the before part of that area. Now, this is an area called Tyke's Peak, and it's really a kids' play area. It's actually kind of a small area, but here you see Ice Skater, who was the original icon, the mascot of the park, and it looks like some little ice skaters too.
It was really a cute little area, and kids will love it probably even more.
I think they will,
honestly,
with the snow geese and things like that. But you can just see it's not really a huge change, a huge area. It's just a very small kids play area. We're going to pan over, and then we're going to look at some of the images that Disney provided of the new look.
And we don't know if there'll be more changes also at some point. But you can see the snow geese here and Olaf in the background, although we'll show a picture of
very
the
cute,
closer.
These snow geese. And again, there's Olaf there, the same. You can really see it's basically the same setup.
I mean, kids are going to love it. So, but hopefully we still have, the gator.
Ice Gator,
Yeah.
You need Ice Gator. My ultimate wish is if they took the statue of Ice Skater and some of the little ice skaters and put them around somewhere else in the park. That would be a perfect solution for all.
And there will also be enhanced holiday atmosphere through December 31st with holiday-themed treats, a snowfall, and festive inner tubes, along with a tropical dress Santa.
I have seen a tropical Santa before, and I loved it. I hope this is similar.
Yes, that would be fun.
Now we're going to move over to the Magic Kingdom. We were at the Magic Kingdom this week. Hadn't been there, of course, in over a month because we've been in Disneyland Paris.
Yes.
But you could see a lot of changes here around Tron, especially with the railroad track. Looks like a lot of track being put in there, and you could see the water tower is back.
It's very exciting. The Walt Disney World Railroad, especially, to me, is very exciting to have that back after all these years.
And we rode the railroad at Disneyland Paris a number of times just because we could, and it was great. I love a train at a Disney park.
And I really love the one at Disneyland Paris, maybe the most of all.
And while we were there, we saw some testing going on. We rode the People Mover first, actually, and we didn't see any of the cars going around. But as we went to take a look at the train area, the railroad tracks next to it, we noticed some testing. So we're just showing that.
But is it really testing at this point? Because they've been doing it for months. Like at this point, it's just revolving.
Well, maybe
right?
it's
I don't know if they're testing.
Maybe they're trying to see how many trains they could get going. Because this was faster. It was more back to back, and it did look like they had the dummies in some of the cars.
Okay, yeah,
there's a lot of things that have to be done before you can open this.
It's actually been almost 2 months since we've been here, and they were running them pretty good back then. Tron is supposed to open in spring, and so I don't know exactly. Usually when they say summer, that's May. That's usually the Memorial Day weekend time frame and plus soft openings. So it's really exciting that it's getting very close at this point.
Well, this area, the exterior, looks very different. I mean, more filled in. You could see there's trees going in.
Lots of landscaping.
A lot of landscape work going on. It's really taking shape. It's looking closer and closer.
And over by the they had these little entrance signs also that I had taken pictures of over at Tron, at the entrance area.
Yeah, so it'll be hopefully it'll be at the very beginning of the year. What is the official time? Is it spring?
That's it. Spring.
When does spring end? When does spring begin?
But remember, I said summer usually if they say something's opening in summer, that usually means May, Memorial Day weekend, with previous, soft opening time frame. So I don't know.
Yeah, it could be
Before
any time.
that.
We'll have to
Before
look
that.
up the official opening of spring.
I don't even know if I like Tron. I don't know, but I know I like the Walt Disney World Railroad.
You did not like the steeplechase at Knott's.
I didn't really like that one, but that's different. I've been told it's different.
And on the way out, we saw some of the classic characters. You have Minnie in her 50th outfit. You have Mickey back there, just leaving from their appearance on the railroad station, which happens all the time. But it was nice to be in the right place at the right time.
And when you have kids around, like then you get all the extra, the extra
All the
waves
hugs and
everything.
Yes, yes. Look at that. That's the best. Yeah, Chip and Dale weren't doing that for me, I'll tell you that. But
that was nice
it was
that
very
they stopped
nice
for them.
And we then we took a boat over to Fort Wilderness because we wanted to have some lunch over there.
And, not just lunch, but also decorations.
Correct.
But we went to P&J's Southern Takeout, which has the same fried chicken as the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review, which did reopen a few months ago.
Look at that cornbread. That is some good cornbread right there.
We bought the box, which is like $23.99. And it includes the full-size cornbread, which is normally like $6.50. And then we got mashed potatoes and coleslaw. Mashed potatoes are very good here. I miss the cowboy beans, though.
I do too. Those were great. But you have 8 big, generous pieces of chicken. I mean, even after we ate all we could eat, it was still heavy to carry that around the campground for the rest of the day.
Because I only eat 1 piece of chicken, and then we have like 5 left over to bring home.
Oh, look at this great view, by the way. I know it's sad that they cut down some of the trees and everything, but it's nice. You can look out over the lagoon there. Very nice.
And so, I recommend the P&J Southern Takeout. To me, it's a very good value.
I mean, it's a picnic at Fort Wilderness. How could you go wrong?
So we're walking along, looking at some of the decorations. Fort Wilderness, it was fairly quiet on this day. It's not like all the campsites were filled. That will change and should change for Halloween weekend.
Yeah, I have a friend, a mutual friend of ours, who is there right now, and who sent me some pictures. And you know what is there that we didn't see? Maybe it would have come after the stormtroopers, all dressed with their Halloween attire. So we'll have to go and check that out. I now know where that is. We'll have to check that out.
Yes, we will.
Next week.
Or prior to Halloween, we could maybe pop over there one more time.
That would be great.
So, there was still a lot of decorations around, even though, again, it was not all busy yet. But as we're heading to Halloween, guests will be arriving, and a lot of them are just there for like 3 or 4 days.
Well, especially this area with the cabins by the settlement. I mean, this is usually a place where you see a lot of decorations, even early.
Well, one side did not have any, which I was surprised at. It was shocking. So it'll be interesting to see if somebody new is in there or somebody's decorating. So here is, you've got so many, there's a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas.
This is all one campsite, by the way. This was the biggest display as far as the amount of inflatables and characters and things that we saw in this day. But this was great. And it was, if you're driving up and down the road, you're going to see this, and it's probably lit up at night and everything. You can tell it looks great.
There are certain traditional areas of the campground, especially when you get toward the settlement, where you expect to see big displays, especially when guests get those corner areas. So it's really exciting when you get to see, Halloween. Like we walk around our neighborhood, we see a little bit of Halloween stuff, but not that much.
This is big time. And again, this was relatively a quiet time. I mean, I imagine it will go full force this coming week.
Yeah, well, this, coming up, they're going to have, the campsite, when they look them over and they give them an award.
That's right.
Why can't I think of the name of it?
That'll be next Sunday. I think they're going to have that award for the campsite decorating contest.
Yes, that's it. What?
And
I cannot think of the word contest.
Too. There's a party on Clementine Beach, I believe, also to announce the winner of all of this.
Well, they usually give out like 3 awards, and so...
Right, there's like a most Disney, and then there's the scariest, and then overall, something like that. So
for Christmas, they should give out like a leg lamp.
That would be a great award,
It would be a great award. There was quite a bit of Haunted Mansion decorations
Hitchhiking Ghost.
as well.
We actually have one of those in our neighborhood that plays the music, by the way, of the Hitchhiking Ghost.
Well,
we walked by it today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he has in our neighborhood, has a really nice several Haunted Mansion type decorations, and yes, it's playing music. So I think it's a little fun house to walk past.
So this was also very nice. This was the first time I have seen the Ursula inflatable display, and you're going to see that in a minute. I think that's a
And
very
Cheshire
nice.
Cat.
And a Cheshire Cat as well. Mm-hmm.
And I had not seen Cheshire Cat, but I like how the inflatable, tentacles are moving. I thought that was very fun.
And of course, you have your Grogu there. You have Mandalorian. Every year, I notice all the different Star Wars characters more and more every year.
And I love Grogu's everywhere, and I love how they.
And he's trick or treating too.
I mean, the characters all get together, and the one thing they can agree on, whether you're a villain or whether you're, you all want Mandalorian.
Candy.
Yes, you all want. You all love Halloween. So there's a lot of skeletons and
always skeletons. That's one thing you see.
Some of them sitting in the chair and everything. And we are planning to be at the golf cart parade as well.
This is very nice. I like the fact that they're in a doom buggy. I have not seen this except for at this campsite here.
And there is Ursula again. She looks a little different. We saw some Hocus Pocus characters also in that sort of same way of looking. And also it looks like the witch
from the Wizard of Oz.
The RV fell on the witch.
That must have been a very big witch from the size of those feet there. And there is a Halloween tree. I love the idea of a Halloween tree and a vampire Mickey.
And you do start seeing some of the same.
But this is a different Mandalorian and a different Grogu. Totally different.
But each year there are certain inflatables where you're like, you tend to see them over and over again. And there are those, I mentioned the Hocus Pocus. Winifred is not there, although I did see her elsewhere. There's a lot, I mentioned a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas. You've certainly got a lot of different Mickey and Minnies as well through there.
So now we're going to go and talk about the Gaylord Palms. It is almost Christmas time at Gaylord Palms, and we are welcoming the artisans from Harbin, China. It's been since 2019, I think.
2 years off from ice.
2 years of no ice. So this is a spectacular return.
I'm still thinking about Halloween, so now I have to think about Christmas. So there's about 40 artisans from Harbin, China who came here. And again, they've not been here since 2019, and it's really exciting to have them. There was a big welcome.
Yeah, biggest welcome ever. We've done a lot of these welcomes. Normally they give them oranges. They have big
just a little photo
baskets
op.
of oranges. But this time you have the dancing dragon here.
Lion. It's a lion dance. It's a traditional lion dance, and so again, you have your 40 artisans. Some of them have already been here, like they had a team who had already been here for a little bit of time. Starting the work, because it takes over a month to get 2 million pounds of ice carved.
In 9 degrees of goodness.
Here they are. This is the beginning of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Again, in 2 million pounds of ice. It doesn't feel like 9 degrees to me ever when we're seeing this preview.
Because it's 9 degrees of goodness. And you don't feel I never feel the cold. I'm always so happy to see all this beautiful stuff.
Well, it's not like you're surrounded by the ice like you will be when you have that walkthrough. It's amazing that to me still that the artisans were able to travel here this year to do this. It was very exciting. I first went to ice in the second year, and then we have been covering it for 10 or 11 years, and we went before that as well.
Yeah, it feels like it's like home. It's like Christmas. It's a tradition for us. And one thing about How the Grinch Stole Christmas, this is really one of the ones I was hoping would come, but I thought it never would. I thought maybe for some reason they weren't able to. So the fact that they're having it here is fantastic. My number 2 most wanted one would be The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Well, they've never done that,
though. Heat Miser and Snow Miser would be also a good one, but this is spectacular.
Right, they have done How the Grinch Stole Christmas in other Gaylord Hotel, at least one other Gaylord Hotel before. Yep. So we knew this was possible.
I knew it existed and it was out there.
But I would love some Rankin Bass. I think that would be very nice.
We'll have to talk to the powers that be. Make that happen.
I'm sure we have plenty of clout over there.
But I just love seeing all of this, and being in the building and being there for the first day and then coming back and seeing the progression and then the finished product is always fun.
They're so talented. The artisans are so talented, and to me it's like this, and I've said it so many times, it's like going into this work of art, like almost like, I don't want to say a museum, but they create this amazing art, which will only be here for like 6 weeks. and then it's gone. They let it melt. And so it starts on November 18th. It runs through January 1st, 2023, which is a little shorter than it has been before. So again, about 6 weeks there. And there is so much more to Christmas at Gaylord Palms. Through the years, they really added and added and added. So there's so much to do.
They have the Cirque show, which is always good.
Cirque Dreams, yes.
Unwrapped, I think it's called.
And but so much, the snowball throwing.
We love the snowball
I do
throwing.
love that. And so you can buy tickets and passes and such. So if you go to the Gaylord Palms website, you can find all that as far as what all will be available this year. But I just love Gaylord Palms, and especially Christmas at Gaylord Palms, and especially this year because ice is back.
And we're about to see a computer-generated flyover of the slide portion. So this is a little different than I think the one that they've done in the past. So this is why we're looking at computer-generated images of it. But it looks great. It looks fantastic.
And so they have a slide room. And then you have a number of slides, and I don't always do them, but I probably will this year.
You always do them, don't
no,
you? Always?
I don't think I did last time.
I always do them. I've never not done it.
It depends on my mood.
Okay, so now we're going to shift gears. We're back to fall here. It's fun. It's fine in the fall, and we're going to go on the Panoramagique balloon ride at Disneyland Paris.
Panoramagique
Village. Panoramagique.
It's like Characters in Flight, which I don't think it's called Characters in Flight here anymore. It's like the Aerofoil balloon, owned by the same company.
Same balloon, basically.
This one has been here longer. They're over 15 years, where ours is over 10 in Walt Disney World.
And they recently have a new balloon you can see.
So it looks really nice. I mean, you've got different characters on it now. I think Tinkerbell and Buzz Lightyear, Dumbo.
It's kind of like half of the old colors on the bottom and then the new white and blue colors on the top.
And you can see in the background here the fall colors. By the time we left, we were there for 3 weeks. From the time we got there till the time we ended, fall just came in, and the autumn colors on the trees were amazing.
And you'll see from above, it really, really was beautiful. Very much like at Disney Springs. This is so familiar, yet so different because it's at Disneyland Paris.
The funny thing is, though, when we got on, it's not like he told anybody where to stand or anything. He just went.
Oh, yeah. It's
not like, don't balance. Nobody says balance it out.
No. The one big difference here is you get in and you go. There's no instruction. There's none of that. You walk into the balloon, and he goes, okay, let's go. Boom, up you go.
It's been a few years since we've done this, in which every time we visit, I say, I want to go up on the balloon, and we don't. And a lot of times it's down, but when it's up, I actually enjoy it.
And we get a great discount with our annual pass, too, like 25% off. I thought that was a very fair deal.
We paid about $13 each.
Well worth it.
But almost everybody was on the side that we were on here. And
well, of course, because there is the park. I see there's the castle right there and Discovery Mountain back there. But
there's so much to look at, though. And look over here. This is Disney's Hotel New York, The Art of Marvel, which is a wonderful hotel. They really redid the Hotel New York. Very sleek, very nice, and definitely worth it to even just to go get something to eat or go to the Skyline Bar.
And I think I just called that Discovery Mountain.
But I know,
it is Space Mountain.
It was going to be Discovery Mountain. I know. I'm just thinking, what are you talking about? But right. I just keep.
You know
rolling.
why? Because I was just looking at some history where I was just reading the Disneyland Paris book, and I'm so used to all the Discovery Mountain talk. But I know better. I've ridden Space Mountain there many times, so there it is, Space Mountain.
And off to the left here, also, while you're looking at the Space Mountain, Discovery Mountain, Sleeping Beauty Castle.
There's the Videopolis there, Videopolis.
Yes, Videopolis. So the Disneyland Hotel, which looks so enormous from the balloon, is undergoing a royal transformation and is scheduled to open sometime in 2024.
All I can say is, what a view.
It is amazing.
What a view. I mean, listen, I love the Disney Springs Characters in Flight, but it does not compare to this. I mean, there's so much goodness to see from up here.
And you can see
in every way.
And you can see like where people live right behind everything. You know, so many people live in this area now.
And that
and
big
work
area,
in this area,
that is not a parking lot, by the way. That is a covered area that is for the sun. What do they call it? All big solar panels.
Big solar panel parking lot. And here we are. You can see Disney's Sequoia Lodge, which actually to me
big
has
pumpkin down there.
one of the most beautiful areas of those trees. Those colorful trees.
And we're going to look at some of the construction going on at the Walt Disney Studios Park. You can see back there, I know it's a little shaky, but in front of the berm there is where you're going to see the lake, where you'll have all the different new attractions coming.
Well, they have the frozen area, is being worked on and everything. So they're actually going to have, a frozen land.
And that's the best view. You can see it right behind the tower. That's where the lake will be.
It's exciting to see expansion at Walt Disney Studios Park. And then you can see, I'm just like looking because you can see so much here. And I loved this ride. I kind of wish we had just gone back up.
Yes,
because I enjoyed it so much. Maybe we should
have just gone back up.
But we will, next time, we'll plan for that.
Nice close view there of Space Mountain. Again, we talked about Videopolis. You could see the Astro Orbiter over there. You could see, there's Alice's Curious Labyrinth. I see the castle. There's Pirates of the Caribbean up in the back. You could see Dumbo going around. So much to see up there.
And, the one thing about Disneyland Paris is, to me, they have the best landscaping. And I've never been to Tokyo, but I can't imagine anybody having better landscaping than Disneyland Paris. Like when you go over to the various attractions and such, you go through Phantom Manor, those trees over there are amazing, and just everywhere.
And it's interesting to see, you have the countryside back there, and it's not like it's overrun with office buildings or anything. Mm-hmm. It's very small, and it's a small town.
I wonder if you can ever see the Eiffel Tower from here, because you can from the Swiss
from the treehouse, which I did on this trip. I wish you had been able to climb it.
I had planned, but after that second Big Thunder Mountain, my back was like, ow. And then I was like, okay, I guess not.
Look at you can see some of the foliage.
Orange and reds. I mean, look at them. They're so beautiful. And I love autumn and the fact that we can go to a Disney park. And in Paris, when we went down to Paris, it wasn't really colorful at all. So I was really surprised by that.
In here is the
Disney's Newport Bay.
Newport Bay. And you could see again. Look at the trees going around the walkway there. You could see some great colors.
And all of the resorts, of course, are decorated this year on some level to Halloween, which was really nice.
And that was a first. They've never done that before. So I thought that was, as you said, a very nice touch.
And I just love looking at it. I am looking forward to. We're planning another autumn trip next year, and hopefully we'll see some nice trees.
There is the events arena. This is when you did the marathon that you had to do the check-in. You got your bib and all that. Yes. The half marathon, I should say. And that's the biggest Orla sandwich. That's a two-story one. We ate there a couple of times this trip on the upper terrace, which I really like. And then Cafe Mickey down there is going to be redone. Yeah, I think a lot of that whole area is going to be redone. Yes. So, and we don't know everything that's going to happen yet. We know Planet Hollywood is going away. Mm-hmm. Cafe Mickey's not going to reopen. I think something's going to happen with McDonald's over there. So we'll see. But there's a certain charm to Disney Village. I mean, sitting out, enjoying happy hour at King Ludwig's, having a nice beverage, in listening to that Halloween music. I loved it. I wish we had that here. And having the witches. I love the witches and the other characters too. Yes, I enjoyed that. So that's something we need to show maybe next time. We can show that right now. So I just took a quick break and threw some of that together. So after we're done with the balloon, which we're about done with the balloon, we're going to see some of the fun character interactions that happen at night on weekends. This was a beautiful day to go up in the balloon as well. But now we're going to look in the evening. There's the world famous Mr. Pixie Dust. And they have a variety of different characters that have been out on weekends, including scarecrows. I don't even know what you would call all of them. These are all scarecrows. Are they all scarecrows? Types of scarecrows. And this was a really fun time. And there's several different sets of characters that would come out at different times. And so this was the first ones we've seen for the scarecrows, and they are kind of scary, especially as it gets darker and darker into the evening, with great music in the background. And they're very fun to watch because they'll sneak up on other guests and startle them. So it's quite entertaining. I tried not to get startled, and it was really great to hang out with them. You were just startled right there from the gourd band. Okay, yes. I don't want to say I wasn't startled at all, but that was. This is what we need at Disney Springs. I don't know about that. I don't think that would work at Disney Springs with clubs running around and menacing the crowd. It was actually very fun. It was fun, and the thing is, when they went up to kids, they would go down
And then
I noticed that. They would go to
Yes.
their level and, they would make a point to not scare the kids.
Right.
It was all in fun. It was very much in fun.
It was surprising. We did not expect it. It was, all of a sudden, like I see on Twitter, like, oh, there's, gourds with bats running around Disney Village.
And you had projections. Again, it's totally free to go to Disney Village, so anyone can go and enjoy this. Here are the witches. These are the last characters that we saw, and they have been around going to, this area, at least Disney Village, since 2011.
No, don't say since, because I've never seen them. So, I looked online.
You saw a tweet from 2011
Yes,
showing them.
and I only saw it from 2011. So in 2011, it looks like they were here.
But some of our friends that live in the area have said they've also, a lot of these characters have appeared at the soirees.
Right. So in the past, maybe even all of the characters have been at the soirees in the past. But we have never seen them. This was new. All of them were new for us, and it was really a fun time in Disney Village. Totally unexpected. Almost a little bit of Horror Nights type stuff going on, but not really.
So anyway, that was a nice little touch to really get us in the Halloween spirit at Disney Village.
I enjoyed that.
And that is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Check out MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Again, it's almost the holiday season, and just days from now it starts.
Halloween is a holiday.
Halloween is a holiday, but there is no time to book Halloween anymore. So
you have Thanksgiving, the forgotten holiday, and then Christmas.
Yes. So, and then you
everything
can just
else.
Start everything else. Yes. So really, this is a great time to think about if you're planning, last minute trip, or for 2023. MEI and Mouse Fan Travel have been in business for over 15 years.
So next week we're going to have a lot more, including some more Halloween fun, the Halloween Golf Cart Parade. Plus there's just a lot coming up. We have the return of Phantasmic. We have 2 Christmas parties coming up. I mean, all this won't be next week. But
Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine
Classic. A lot of food events happening.
ICE, IAPA. I mean, November is really our busy time. It feels like it's going to be busier than ever.
So anyway, thanks again for listening. Have a great week. We'll see you all next week, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.